Greetings, everyone. Glad to meet you all in the very first webinar of this year from Zoho Vault, which is Why a Password Manager is a must-have for everyone in 2024. I'm Lindsay, Product Marketer at Zoho Vault. Along with me in the panel, I have Christopher, Head of Customer Success. Feel free to post your questions in the chat box. We'll do our best to answer as many questions as possible. You can always write to us at support@zohovault.com. So this deck will be shared with you all, along with a quick survey. You can post your feedback and suggestions there as well. Get started. First, let me walk you through the agenda for the day. We'll start off with an overview on cyber threats and how it has affected our digital life over these years and continues to do so. We'll then see why password management plays a key role in cybersecurity and talk about the basics of password management. We'll also discuss what a password manager is all about and what it should ideally offer you. And a quick walkthrough of Zoho Vault, a free password manager for personal use. Finally, we'll end our session with Q&A. Let me begin with the alarming stat. In the year 2023 alone, an estimate of 365 million people fell victim in data breaches. Back in 2015, the global financial impact of cybercrime was around $3 trillion. Fast forward to today, the experts predict that by 2025, this cost could skyrocket to $10.5 trillion. These are not just stats. They represent real people, individuals whose personal information are at stake. It's alarming to think that one's personal data can be valued more than $1,000 on dark web, making us all potential targets for cyber criminals. You might be thinking, could I be a possible victim? The "it won't happen to me" attitude turns us into victims. Let's face it, we all tend to underestimate the risks. But do you know, more than 36% of individuals do not consider their online account valuable enough for hackers. That's a significant number of people with a false sense of security. One of the major blind spots we face is negligence. Many of us fall into the trap of thinking our accounts are not worthy to hack. Another alarming stat shows that more than 83% of people don't know if their information was on dark web. And finally, 51% of individuals rely on their memory to keep track of their passwords. In the era where technology is advancing rapidly, failing to adapt new security measures puts us at risk. Your memory might serve you well, but it's not a match for the sophisticated tactics used by the hackers. Do a quick cybersecurity exercise. Have I Been Pawned is an open source service trusted and employed by many governments and companies across the world to monitor and identify breached credentials. Now, scan the QR or visit haveibeenpawned.com. Enter your email ID. Find if your email ID is a part of data breach. And if so, take immediate actions. I'll wait for 2 minutes for you to try it out. Hope everyone is done with the exercise. Let's move on. So we've talked about cybersecurity till this point. You might have this question, where does password management fit in this narrative? After all, it's just one weak password. Okay, so if you think in that way, you should think again. Because a data privacy report published by Vezon states that 74% of breaches involve social engineering attacks, human error, and most importantly, stolen credentials. An alarming truth is only 50% of people change their passwords after finding out they were leaked in data breach. This is exactly why we need to improve our password management skills. But before we do that, let's just see where we go wrong. It's humanly impossible for us to remember multiple passwords. And it's hard to come up with a strong one every single time we create a new account. So we often end up using simple passwords. For some of us, even use the same password for everything. Another problem is how we store and share these passwords. We carelessly store our passwords on paper, Excel sheets, sticky notes, and share them unsafely with everyone via messaging apps like email, WhatsApp, etc. But all these ways will lead to data breaches. So that being said, our first line of defense for our online security is always our passwords. And with a secure password manager like Zoho Vault, we can fight against all these data breaches. Zoho Vault is a secure password manager that safely store, share, and manage your passwords, credit card details, and autofill them across websites and applications. Zoho Vault is compliant with data privacy and security regulations, GDPR, CCPA, HIPAA, ISO 27001, SOC 2 Type 2, and ENS. Let's quickly look into the security architecture of Zoho Vault. Zoho Vault can be accessed by browsers, extensions, and mobile apps. When a user creates an account, they need to set a master password, and this master password is only known to them, and it will not be stored anywhere on our servers. Only the encrypted form of sensitive data are stored on our servers. The entire data will be transmitted over HTTPS, ensuring complete security and privacy. Zoho Vault, you'll get a complete password security wherever you go. You can access your Vault account from desktop, Android, iOS, and iWatch. Browser extensions automatically log you into your favorite websites, autofill passwords in a single click, and remember all your passwords so you don't have to. Zoho Vault tightly integrates with in-house Zoho apps like Zoho Projects, Zoho Desk, Service Desk, Zoho Mail, Zoho Work Drive, and Zoho Flow. Third-party integrations like Google Workspace, Office 365, Okta, cloud storage like Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, help desk solutions, and SEM services, to name a few. You don't have to trust me. Check out what experts say about Zoho Vault. Zoho Vault named as a challenger and fast mover in with our own radar and rated as one of the best password managers but by top reviewing platforms. I invite you to experience Zoho Vault and share your valuable feedbacks on Gartner or other reviewing platforms. Your insights are very much important to us. Move on to a quick walkthrough of Zoho Vault, a free password manager for personal use. Getting started. You can get started by creating your account from Zoho Vault homepage. You can either fill in all your details manually, or you can use Google, LinkedIn, or Microsoft to sign in. During your account setup, choose the right data center and specify that you're using Zoho Vault for your personal use. As you're signing up, Vault will ask you to create a strong master password, which will be used to encrypt all your data saved in Vault. To ensure data security and privacy, Zoho does not store this master password anywhere. So you have to remember and enter this master password to access your account. Passwords. You can add passwords in several ways. When manually adding passwords, you can also switch between different password categories like bank account, files, healthcare, payment cards, social security number, Unix, web account, and Windows to sort your entries. You can save passwords with extensive details like notes, tags, an additional field. You can also make use of Zoho Vault inbuilt random password generator and passways to create strong passwords for your accounts. Also import your passwords from text file, browsers, and other password managers as well. Folders. Organize all your passwords by grouping them into multiple folders. You can manage a folder from the side panel in your Passwords tab and manage all bulk operation from Folders tab. Security dashboard. You can get a complete security insights on your passwords from your security dashboard. You can also get an overview of your password actions, identify any weak passwords, view frequently accessed passwords, and many more. Audit records all sensitive operations carried out on passwords. With real-time information, you can use this audit trail to verify and track all information you perform related to passwords, folders, users, and other administrative operations, and it's completely tamper-proof. Multi-factor authentication. You can add an extra layer of security to your account by setting up multi-factor authentication. To enable MFA for your account, you will be required to set one-time password or YubiKey or Google Authenticator as your second factor of authentication. Alternatively, you can install and use Zoho OneAuth, a free multi-factor authentication app from Zoho to manage MFA for all your accounts. Password policy. You can set up a strong password policies for your accounts to generate and update passwords according to your security requirements. You can set minimum and maximum password length and other security options like the password should start with a letter, must include mixed case, must include numbers, and must include special characters. You can also set up a validity for your passwords and receive reminders when it's time to reset them. Offline access. Zoho Vault offers secure access to your passwords when you're offline or in the area with poor network. You can download a secure copy of your passwords, which can only be unlocked with your master password. And it's just safe as your account on web. Backup. Zoho Vault allows you to periodically back up your passwords to your registered email address. You can set it to back up your passwords on daily, weekly, or monthly basis according to your choice. Personalization. Customize your account setting to suit your needs, update your default view, inactive timeout, and preferred language in other security settings. You can also select one of our many custom themes and switch between dark and light modes whenever you want. Browser extensions and mobile app. You can install a browser extension and mobile app to easily manage your passwords and autofill passwords on websites and application without manually typing it. It will also help you to generate strong passwords on the go. Integration. Zoho Vault tightly integrates with many popular Zoho apps such as Zoho Projects, Zoho Desk, Zoho Mail, Zoho Work Drive, and Zoho Flow. All Vault users can access these integrations and manage their passwords from these apps. Unlock Vault with authenticators. Passwordless login is easier and more secure way to access Zoho Vault and other accounts. Through popular authenticator like Zoho OneAuth or FIDO2 certified authenticators like Touch ID, Windows Hello, Passkey, or YubiKey, you can get into your Vault account in seconds. Now, let's see how to unlock your Vault account using Zoho OneAuth. Enter your master password and check Trust the browser. It will take you to this page. Choose your preferred authenticator. In this case, I'm choosing Zoho OneAuth. A push notification will be sent to Zoho OneAuth. Once you verified it, you can log into your Vault account. Let me quickly take you through the major updates of Zoho Vault in 2023. We have introduced TOTP integration for more security, seamless credit card autofill capabilities for browser extensions, bulk operations in folders, password policy compliance report, which provides a detailed overview of password policies enforced, unlock Vault with authenticators for passwordless Vault login, geolocation restrictions to enhance security by limiting user access to Vault from specific geographic locations. To learn more about these features, check out our knowledge base and stay tuned for further updates. That being said, you might have this question: how to choose a reliable password manager? We'll help you with that as well. These are some of the must-have features of a reliable password manager. It should allow you to securely store unlimited passwords and sensitive data with unlimited devices, generate and manage strong passwords effortlessly. It should simplify your online life with seamless autofill capabilities. Sync your data across devices for on-the-go access. Must have an extra layer of protection with multi-factor authentication. It should allow you to access your critical information offline, providing reliability in any situation. It should allow you to stay in control with security dashboard, real-time audit logs, providing insights about your passwords. And finally, it should effortlessly integrate with popular apps. Now, let's move on to the Q&A session. Feel free to ask your questions using chat box or by raising your hand. You can also write to us at support@zohovault.com.
So there is a question from Kenneth asking about using the presentation. Yes, Kenneth, you can certainly use this presentation. So post this session, we will also provide you a recorded version of this webinar along with the slide deck to all the attendees or to all the registrants. Sure, Kenneth. Thank you. Thank you for joining this session. In case if you need any further help, you can always reach out to us. You can drop an email to support@zohovault.com. So myself and the team will be available to assist you. Welcome, Kenneth. right. So if anyone has any questions, please do post it in the Q&A section, or please do raise your hands. So myself and Lindsay will be happy to clarify them. And if there are anything related to the recent releases like TOTP integration or about geolocation restrictions, please do let us know. So if there are any evaluators here in this session, you can also write to support@zohovault.com. So we also offer free demo as well as uh, like a POC for Zoho Vault. So if you need any assistance with the evaluation process, feel free to write to us. So if you have any questions about the security architecture of the product or about any basic functionality or technical aspect of the tool, please feel free to post them in the Q&A, or please raise your hand so we can answer them. All right. So when it comes to geolocation restriction, so we earlier had the IP restriction feature. So when it comes to IP restriction feature, you can configure a specific IP address or the range of IP addresses that belongs to your organization. So we can limit access to Zoho Vault only to specific IPs. But when it comes to geolocation restriction, so this allows you to draw a radius in a map, and you can allow access to Zoho Vault only from that allowed locations. So in case if you do not want users to access from a different location, for example, if you have users who work remotely and you want to allow them to access Vault only from the specific regions or specific locations, you can draw or add multiple geolocation restriction in the Vault, and you can map users to each location in the geolocation restriction. So once users are mapped to the geolocation restriction, users are allowed to access Vault only from that allowed location. So this will also prevent you from accessing the Zoho Vault from an unauthorized regions or locations that are known for cyber threats. So that is the geolocation restriction feature. And Rita, yes, we will be sending a video recording of this session to all the attendees. So Kenneth, to answer your question about increasing the number of characters of passwords in Vault. So by default, when you generate random passwords, the passwords are generated based on password policy. So in your password policy, if you increase the password character length, you will be able to generate passwords with the required number of characters. So by default, it is set to 8 to 14 characters. If you add a new custom password policy with the required password character length, then you will be able to achieve your requirement. So in case if someone forgot their master password, then the only option is to reset it. So as mentioned on our website, Zoho Vault is a zero knowledge program. So your master password is the key to encrypt and decrypt the data. And this encryption and decryption happens completely on the client side. Master password is known only to the user. It is not stored in our service or transmitted to our service. So if you forgot it and you reset it, then in case of personal passwords, you will lose them. But if you have stored any business or enterprise classification password in a multi-user environment or a team setup, you will be able to automatically get access to the business classification passwords once your sharing status is approved in the product. Although when you lose the personal passwords in the vault, you will receive an email from Zoho Vault with the data that you have in your vault account when you reset the master password. If you happen to recollect or remember the master password prior to the reset, you can recover the personal passwords from the backup file. All right, any other questions? All right. So regarding the security of the product, so to answer this, like Zoho itself, a security first organization. So we frequently we are committed to undergo annual audits for ISO 27001 and SOC 2 Type 2. So which validates our like compliance requirements. So across the organization, as well as how we maintain the information in our data center. In addition to that, as I said earlier, the product itself, zero knowledge in design. So at any point in time, only the encrypted form of data is stored in our service. Also, we recommend you to configure MFA for an account, for your accounts. So this will also act as an additional layer of security to prevent access or unauthorized access to your Zoho accounts. So for more details about Zoho security specification, I have shared you a link in the to the reply. So you can review the document, and in case if you need any further details or you want any clarification, you can always write to support@zohovault.com. All right, any other questions related to the product? So anything related to the product features or any other concerns related to Vault? You can raise your hand if you want to speak to us. So if you have any further questions related to Zoho or Zoho Vault or about the product security or architecture or any functionality related queries, you can always write to support@zohovault.com as mentioned in the slide deck. So Lindsay, over to you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Let's move on. That brings us to the end of the session. As you evaluate a password manager, you'll have to think a lot about privacy, security, support, pricing, and many more. We'll help you to simplify this process. Check out our evaluation page and see how we protect all your personal information. In today's digital age, protecting our personal information is crucial. I urge you to check out our recent blog on Take Control of Your Data with Zoho. learn how to make informed decisions about data sharing. It's time to prioritize your privacy. Stay tuned for more such insights. Thank you so much for attending our webinar. For further queries, feel free to reach out to us at support@zohovault.com and follow us on X and LinkedIn. Stay secure with Zoho Vault. Thank you.